Hi, my name is Tariq, and I founded Rumie in 2013 to solve a problem best captured through Saba's story. She's one of millions of Syrian refugees, and indeed around 1 billion kids around the world who lack access to a quality education, a huge missed opportunity for the future of humanity. Now, most of the traditional methods of solving this problem either use old school approaches, like expensively shipping paper textbooks to Africa to build yesterday's schools, or they implement technology, such as connectivity and devices, without any plan for how it'll actually be used, even though all the research shows that what drives learning outcomes and productivity gains is not just connectivity alone, but how you use that connectivity. After all, YouTube has tons of videos in different languages to learn job skills, but it also has 1 million cat videos. And so we wanted to not just use technology, or build technology, but use technology to build outcomes. And so we did so by combining 2 megatrends. First, you can learn anything online for free. And second, the cost to deliver that through hardware, storage, and bandwidth is plummeting rapidly. And that allowed us to create our very first product, the Rumie tablet, a low-cost device that has enough storage space on it that it works fully offline with a full curriculum of content. In our first pilot in Haiti, the device was nicknamed a library for the cost of a book, costing less than $100, but with content preloaded onto it that, according to one analysis, used to cost close to $10,000 to produce in paper format just 10 years earlier. A few years later, we're now working in 27 countries in programs for refugees, girls' education, job skills, all with local on-the-ground implementation partners like UNICEF, Junior Achievement, Right to Play, and others. And along the way, we've been backed by Y Combinator, the tech incubator that also produced Airbnb and Dropbox. The Boston Consulting Group designed our impact approaches pro bono, and we won the Google Impact Challenge. And with Google's help, are bringing this back to rich countries to address rising inequality. And when you look at how we work across different cultures and languages, our secret sauce for doing all this is the LearnCloud, our platform for organizing the best free learning content online, which we opened up to the public in 2015, asking teachers to help us take our proven offline tablet solution and expand it into programs and mainly in Arabic for Syrian refugees. Thousands of teachers around the world met the call, collectively helping us to organize localized content aligned to local needs. So our business model now has the best of both worlds. We have a proven market-tested sales model. We sell to all our downstream NGO partners and have a clear path to financial self-sustainability, but it's all done within a nonprofit structure, which means that much like Wikipedia, we can leverage crowdsourcing from people around the world who trust us to improve our product and expand it around the world at no cost. Now, if we win this award, we have a clear path to scale to 10 million learners in the next few years through 3 things. First, we've developed an app version that works on any device, low-cost device anywhere, that's being tested in a few countries. Second, to distribute that, we've already built a model to work with telcos and have tested that with Roshan Telecom, the largest telco in Afghanistan. And third, and most exciting, we've just inked a partnership with the largest device recycler in the world, so we can start to use recycled smartphones and tablets to do this. In other words, you too can soon be part of addressing the digital divide, because that dusty old smartphone that you have sitting in your drawer, at almost no cost, we can convert that into a lifeline of learning for children in refugee camps with almost no internet connection. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I understand a major benefit with this initiative is the access to continuously curated and customized content for the needs of the local environment. How do you address the challenge of either lack of or cost of connectivity in this context? Basically, how do you work with the online, offline kind of mode? You see, when you need to be able to provide access to updates to the content.
Right. So the model works across a range of connectivity. And the simplest way to think about it is that most technology for rich countries is built with the assumption that you're in airplane mode 1% of the time when you're on an airplane. We build it with the exact opposite assumption. We assume that you're in airplane mode 99% of the time. Sometimes it's 70% of the time, sometimes 80% of the time, but generally it always works offline. And in most of these situations, they'll have some access to connect periodically. It could be every 6 months, it could be every week. It's clearly better if you connect and sync more. But the idea was that whatever your level of connectivity and however that's accessed, you should be able to use it fully when you're in an offline environment. Because the reality for most of the people in the video at the beginning is that in the near term, they're not going to get a fast connection anytime soon. And we don't want them to lose out on the best of the riches of the internet, which is really investing in skills in the meantime while they wait.
Okay, congratulations. I think your kind of a solution is, among others, is more onto digital literacy, content, education, digital skill development, and so on. So do you think these figures is ambitious enough by 2023? As like I'm challenging you, whether it's innovative enough and ambitious enough to reach out to help the people to be digitally literate.
Well, to answer the question if these are ambitious enough, I personally think we'll blow through these numbers. And the reason I say that is that the app solution, the version of the Rumie device, can grow at virtually no cost. There's no capital expenditure. Either you have a device and then it's distributed to your own device and brings you a lifeline to curated free learning content. Our distribution model there is through the telcos. We've tested the Roshan and are scaling up. They have 6 million subscribers. We're already in talks with 2 of the other largest telcos in emerging markets. They have tens of millions of subscribers. And they're very interested in it because it addresses all of their CSR initiatives. So that's if you have a device. No capital cost. It's all digital, free software, free content. If you don't have a device, the ability to use recycled devices is hugely powerful because people can donate their old devices. Our partner has all of the logistics and infrastructure. They did 5 million devices last year and are growing 50%. With that and our software, there's next to no cost to grow it. So my assumption would be we would actually probably grow faster than that with very little capital cost.
Thank you very much. Coming back with that,
yeah.
And then in order to have this kind of service, should all these customers you need to use your kind of Rumie this kind of devices? Is there any other way to use your content? You said you already developed the content, especially local languages. You said earlier on.
Yeah. So the simplest way to think about it is a LearnCloud is like a Wikipedia platform that is growing quickly and organizing the best content from all the sources online, which generally is hard to find and confusing, into curated high-quality content. There's 2 ways to receive it. The way we've used so far was the Rumie tablet. That's sort of like a premium model that we're able to sell to partners, and we're doing now, and it covers nearly half of our costs already. The second way is the app. And the app will work on any device, so you don't need a Rumie tablet. It's based on any Android device will be able to access all of the best of the LearnCloud, and it has almost all of the features that are available on tablet. There's a few differences mainly linked to how software works at the firmware level or not, that the app version has all the content but some less of the data engine behind it.
Tariq, again, congratulations. This is amazing work. So it seems to me that the key innovations that you have is your setup as an NGO with a sustainable business model, and then your technology. So when we talk about your business model, perhaps you can walk us through the details on how it can be sustainable and how does that pave the way for your scalability?
Yeah, so I would say the model now is that we sell, effectively we're passing through the cost to large NGOs who have massive amounts of funding and are looking for a solution to build technology on the ground. It's a perfect intersection because they can never build the technology we build, given that we're doing it across partners and we're specialized focusing on that. But we also can't replicate what we do. We don't want to build what they do. We don't want to build operations on the ground when they already exist, and we can build technology to empower them. And so that sales model works very well and is growing. And as we grow our unit cost, it covers more and more of our sales. I would say the most innovative part of what we're doing is definitely the crowdsourcing. I started my career as an investment. I spent all my career before this as an investment banker and a private equity investor. I built and sold a startup before this. When I was working in Silicon Valley, we'd worked on Google's IPO and others. The best organization I ever saw was Wikipedia, because people said, how does this little nonprofit think that they're going to compete with Encyclopedia Britannica and Encarta, who had tons of people, tons of money, had been doing it for years? They turned that idea on its head. by turning nonprofit status into a competitive advantage where they could leverage people around the world to build a public resource. That, to me, is our greatest opportunity now. It's the NGO status that gets thousands of people around the world who have always only ever been asked to give money to any cause to say, hey, you can donate your brains. And we've done that, and we're showing how it's, I mean, we have 50 languages on the LearnCloud today from when we opened in 2015 just to try out Arabic. It shows the impressive amount of growth that can happen if you can channel the energy of people around the world who care about these causes, but they're too remote to physically be able to go and do something about it. And they're fatigued with just writing checks all the time.